Leveling up. Extreme business growth through raising your game. When what was once extraordinary becomes ordinary, you know you've leveled up.
Hello and welcome to the Leveling Up Podcast with me, George Swift. The Leveling Up Podcast is here to give you the personal development, the entrepreneurial development and the business growth that you, the ambitious business owner, desires. I'm here to give you the inspiration, the motivation, but above all else, as always, to challenge your aspirations to take you and your business to the next level. Don't forget, subscribe to this podcast and never miss an episode. And today, it is Friday, and therefore it's our Friday 5-minute fix. And I thought what I would do today is I'm going to read one of my kick-ass philosophies from my book, Extreme Growth Through Raising Your Game, 67 Kick-Ass Philosophies for Small Business Entrepreneurs. Actually, this is version or edition 1 of the book. I've got edition 2 coming out March 2020. I'm sure I'll be talking about that on this podcast. Keep your eyes open. However, one of the philosophies which has remained, I think, pretty much unchanged actually in the second edition is this one. Success is a journey of 2 paths, the inner path and the outer path. You must walk them both. Just like every great story, the story of your life has a lead character, you. Every lead character who has ever gone on a quest has had to walk 2 paths. They've had to navigate the external world with all its challenges, antagonists, and conquests. They've also had to navigate their own internal landscape, conquering their demons, doubts, and fears. They've had to grow as people to overcome the challenges that could have thwarted their progress in the external world. The 2 paths intertwine with one another. Progressing on the outward journey will force you to overcome internal obstacles, whilst clearing away internal obstacles will enable you to handle the external challenges. Think of any film or book you enjoy and you'll see that regardless of whether it's a romantic comedy, tragedy, or action film, the hero's quest is one that always follows these 2 paths. Your story will similarly unfold. Mastering life is a combination of working on the internal and external environments. In business terms, this is the working on the internal limitations and blocks that prevent you from growing your business and successfully navigating the business terrain. I talked about these 2 paths extensively on the 100th episode of this podcast. I recorded that session live actually on Facebook and then made it available instantaneously or almost instantaneously on podcast. And it was an hour long. It was spectacular. If you haven't gone and listened to that one, I suggest you do. If you want to go and have a check out on my YouTube channel, just go and find me. You can see actually the recording there. Otherwise, go and listen to the 100th episode of this podcast. It's an hour long. I talk about these 2 journeys. I talk about the hero's journey, the mechanism for creating stories in film and book and everything else. And I talk about the entrepreneur's hero's journey. For today, I just want to remind you that you are on these 2 paths. I've talked about content this week about these 2 paths, about the internal landscape that we have to navigate through, our self-imposed limitations, the personal development that we have to do, the personal growth that we have to go on in order to continually push ourselves further as business people, as human beings, so that we can continually operate at a higher level, perform at a higher level, so that we can get our life to start delivering what it is that we want our life to deliver. In terms of life as a whole, but of course, we're talking about business as well. But also there is this external landscape that we must navigate as well. Of course, we have financial issues in the world right now. In the UK, we've just come out of all the Brexit stuff and there's still a lot of uncertainty, although things seem to be settling down. We still don't know. There's lots of talk about a recession potentially coming to the UK. There's also talk again, they'll always talk about a recession somewhere, right? But they're also talking about potentially another global recession that's due. We can't control these external factors. These are the external terrain. We have to navigate that terrain. We may have to change to some degree how we operate in the business landscape, dependent on what's going on in the world around us, depending on what's happening in our local areas. It's very possible that we have to adjust our offerings or our messaging, our communications. We may have to change who we're targeting, who our prospects are, who our clients are. We may have to adjust our pricing, how we deliver our services, or how we price our products in terms of our payment terms. So there's lots of things that we have to navigate in the external world. However, as I said on Wednesday when we talked about self-awareness, the greatest asset that you're going to have in taking yourself, your life, your business to the next level is in your own personal development. So never shy away from these two adventures, the external adventure with all its foes and all its woes, and the internal adventure, the one of self-imposed limitations, of doubts and fears, of guilt, of feeling like we're not good enough. Walk these two paths concurrently and they will serve you in taking you and your business to the next level. Have an awesome week. Don't shy away from the adventures coming your way in life and in business. The podcast here is here to absolutely serve you. Also, of course, there's lots of resources I've made available for you guys completely free of charge. If you are a 5-figure business owner, in other words, you haven't yet hit 100 grand in turnover, and you want to know what's it going to take to hit 100 grand in the next 12 months or less, get yourself on the 6-figure fast track. I take you through the 6-figure mindset, the 6-figure business model, and also I take you through the 6-figure day-to-day methodology, what you need to do to hit 100K and what you probably need to stop doing in order to stop holding yourself back. If you want to take yourself to the next level, get yourself on the 6-figure fast track. You'll find that at biggerbrighterbolder.co.uk/fast track. You'll find it there. It's completely free of charge. Do it if you haven't done it yet already. Lots of great content there designed specifically to help you level up as an entrepreneur, but also to level your business up. Once you hit 100K, by the way, you have options. You can start to create the lifestyle business you really wanted to at the beginning, or if you had ambitions to create a business empire, you can start creating that once you break that 100K turnover mark. I'll tell you all about it. Get yourself on the 6-figure fast track. Have an awesome weekend. I will see you on Monday where we do it all over again. Until then, as always, be successful.
Leveling up. Extreme business growth through raising your game. When what was once extraordinary becomes ordinary, you know you've leveled up.